What's a no shit moment where you realized you've been doing something the wrong way for years? I owned a light blue colored microwave for about 3 years that a family member gave me for a housewarming gift. Thought it was cool, never saw a blue microwave before. One night, a buddy asked why I never took the blue plastic wrap off my microwave, then proceeded to peel it off for me. Damn, that bitch is silver. Still miss my blue microwave sometimes though. My parents did this too. In-laws did this. Just built their forever home and called to say it's amazing but our dishwasher is blue. What, are you sure it's not covered in a protective wrapper? Calvin, when you're a kid, you don't have much variety of experience. You live with your parents and that's all you know. You grow up thinking whatever they do is normal. Dad walks in. What a day. Up at 6 o'clock, a 10-mile run in the sleet, and now a big bowl of plain oatmeal in my blue microwave. How I love the crazy hedonism of weekends. Calvin, well, maybe normal is too strong a word. Hobbs, I think we know normal if we saw it. After moving to a new city I went to the laundromat and the Korean lady working was yelling at me about something I couldn't understand. After some pantomime it became clear that she was upset I was putting in the wrong detergent, but it was the same kind I have been using for 8 years, since moving away to college and behind. Turns out I've been washing my clothes with only fabric softener for nearly a decade. They always smelled good so I never really thought about it. Not my proudest moment. I'll pour one out for the absorbency of all of your towels. Wait, does fabric softener reduce towel absorbency or just the lack of actual detergent? Fabric softener basically coats your towels in wax, making them good at absorbing water. My family always had a cup next to the bathroom sink in case you needed to rinse your mouth after brushing your teeth or maybe get a quick drink of water in the middle of the night. My grandma had the same cup at her house. I used it for years whenever I was thirsty. One day she saw me doing this and said, "Don't use that cup. That's where grandma puts her teeth." One time me and my little cousin were brushing our teeth at the same time at my grandma's. She had to have been maybe 7-ish, and grabbed the pink cup and took a sip before I could stop her and the dentures came at her and her eyes got so big, she just put the cup back and left the bathroom. When I was a kid, I was told that the paper that came on cupcakes muffins was edible. I would spend a decade eating them like this, paper and all, until a friend pointed it out. I would be so terrified of you if I saw you do this. This is the first comment in this thread that's had me laughing out loud for about 30 seconds. Thank you for that. Dude, did you see that? That guy just ate a cupcake with the paper still on it, candle lit and all in one bite. Travel frequently for work and only just noticed that most laptop bags have a strap to place over a rolling suitcase handle. That's what that thing is for. I would probably look like Megamind if I learnt as much in school as I do on this app. I taught myself how to play clarinet. 6 months later someone told me that I'd been playing with the mouthpiece upside down. Orchestral clarinetist here. You're some kind of wizard for making that work, and I have much respect for you. I used to fill the kettle by the spout. My parents have always done it this way. I thought the center part was mainly for decoration, but not functional. I don't know why I never questioned this. One day I bought a new tea kettle and my husband was like, "WTF, what is inside this?" and with great ease, opened the center to pull out a manual with instructions and whatnot. I was drinking dirty paper water for like 2 weeks. Okay, but why did your parents do this in the first place? Ugh, I don't know. Maybe I should tell them. Take a pic of what the manual inside your parents' kettle looks like. I used to pull my pants down all the way at the urinal. I've seen this as an adult in the workforce as a programmer. I weep for our prospects. Seen it in the military. Guy pulls his pants all the way down, uses both hands to hold his shirt up, and then just lets fly, hands free. Great. Now my third highest rated post is about seeing another guy pee weirdly. Only a few more updates and it will be my #1 post. Edit. Thanks, AskReddit. Thank you so much. Found out I was lighting incense wrong. Boyfriend and I got a bunch to add to our collection of nice smells and we would light them and they would just start a little inferno. Convinced we were buying cheap, garbage incense, we stopped using them. I proceed to buy a different brand in a hope those would work. I test light and same thing, it just goes up in an inferno. Roommate informs us you are supposed to blow them out once they catch. Oops. I always thought eggplant tasted itchy, like itchy was a flavor, like sour or salty. Fed some to my baby and his face turned red wherever the eggplant touched, and I realized we're both just allergic to eggplant. And itchy isn't a flavor. I lolled at itchy isn't a flavor. One day I used the key fob to remotely start my dad's car. It was a no shit moment for him. 2 years and he didn't realize he had this handy little function. My dad bought an aftermarket remote start and took it in to get installed. When he went to pick it up, they asked him what was wrong with the factory one. I owned a car with swivel headlights and it was very nice to have that. Discovered 3 years in that I had never turned on the swivel feature. Oh man, I thought the AC button in my car, Snowflake, was defrost so I never used it in summer. Did I feel dumb 2 years? I didn't find out that I was supposed to punch out for lunch until my 3rd job. And even then it was because a coworker mentioned it in passing that they were clocking out for lunch. That's freaking awesome. I cannot believe none of your bosses did not ever say anything to you. At my first and only full-time job I've had, they didn't require you to clock out for lunch. They said they just docked 30 minutes off your pay so that you would have more time to get out to the break room and eat instead of everyone lining up 5 minutes before lunch to try and hurry out to the break room. Cork guns. Everyone says that you're supposed to pull it towards you, but I saw a Reddit comment saying that they are designed to be pushed away instead. My boss looks at me funny for doing it, but it's exponentially cleaner and tighter. Edit. Quite a few of y'all are mentioning that you're unclear on what you're pushing away. When you cork you slide the entire gun across the crack that you're sealing, so it's that. You can only ever slide it towards you or away from you, unless you're going sideways, I guess, and most people pull the entire gun and tip towards them, whereas sliding it in the other direction works too. A few of y'all sound like you know exactly what you're doing and have added a couple other tips on how to do it cleaner and better, too. So thanks for that. If you pull as you go, it's a struggle not to pull the cork out of the groove. By pushing you keep the cork snugly where it belongs. Jiggity. I've never had a problem with pulling it out. Jiggity. Painted houses for the better part of 10 years. Pushing it in front would probably be massively uncomfortable for me lol. My wife and I have this ceiling fan light in our bedroom in the house we moved into 2 years ago. It has a remote control for the fan and lights. About a year and a half ago the lights suddenly stopped working. The fan works well and we didn't have a ton of money so we've just lived with lamps in the room, always being frustrated with how damn dark it is. I was scrolling some other thread on AskReddit Tifu a few weeks ago and the top post was a guy talking about how his lights stopped working years ago, and then he found out that it was just dimmed, which you do by holding down the button on the remote. It sounded so much like our fan I went and tried it. Dimmed. Oh gosh. I remember reading that post too. If this happens I hope I remember to check that first. When I was 5 a Pizza Hut employee told me that the powder on the breadsticks was called fairy dust. Ordered extra fairy dust on my breadsticks until I was around 14 when an employee said, "Do you mean garlic salt?" It still devastates me to realize how obtuse I was. I worked at Pizza Hut from 16-21. We called it fairy dust. I had to Google this. I'm legit shocked again by this damn powder. So it appears the first employee in my story wasn't f***ing with me. And the second employee wasn't a knowledgeable member of the team. We bought a nice liquor cabinet. We got it delivered and noticed it was a bit shorter than we thought. No biggie. 3 years later, we're moving. Lift up cabinet and these beautiful, ornate, screw-on legs wrapped in tape and bubble wrap fall off the bottom. Looks so much better now. Reminds me of when my mum bought a new sofa. About 6 months later she's hoovering under the cushions when the base fabric pulls back to reveal some sort of metal and a mattress? Turns out we had a sofa bed. Made my friend sleep on the floor with a sofa bed right there. This one is extra funny if one of your friends recognized the sofa bed from one of their relatives' houses and was just lying next to it all night going, why would he do this? I thought we were friends.